Ben 10 was one of the favorite cartoons for a generation of kids. If you grew up in the 2000s, you probably watched Ben 10. As one of Cartoon Network's most successful shows, it consists of a total of 4 seasons and 50 episodes. In this video, I'm gonna tell you the entire story of the Ben 10 series from start to finish. If you're ready, let's get started. At the center of this story is Ben Tennyson, who seems like just an ordinary kid. Ben's biggest passions are video games and sumo slammer cards. When summer break arrives, his family sends him to stay with his grandpa Max, who we think is just a retired plumber. But calling Max a plumber is a bit of an understatement. He has a dangerous past that no one knows about. On this journey, Ben is joined by his cousin Gwen, who is the same age as him. Even though the two of them don't get along very well, Gwen is a character who stands out with her intelligence. Forced by her family to join the summer trip, Gwen sets off on a long journey with Ben and Max. This brings together the trio that forms the heart of the story. However, it's not just these characters that make Ben 10 special. It's a mysterious watch from the depths of outer space called the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix contains the DNA of countless aliens. Whoever wears this watch has the power to transform into these beings. This is exactly why a ruthless alien named Vilgax is after the watch. Vilgax's goal is clear: to seize the Omnitrix and control all that power for himself. Now that we've introduced the characters, we can move on to where the story begins. It all starts with an attack in space. Vilgax's ship attacks the vessel carrying the Omnitrix. During the battle, Vilgax's ship is heavily damaged and explodes. As a result, the Omnitrix is sent hurtling through space and falls toward Earth. At the same time, Ben, Grandpa Max, and Gwen are on their way to a campsite in the middle of the woods. Feeling bored, Ben goes for a walk in the forest by himself. When he looks up at the sky, he thinks he sees a shooting star, but the object suddenly changes direction and starts heading straight for him. It creates a massive crater when it crashes into the ground. Unable to resist his curiosity, Ben approaches the crater and finds a strange watch. The moment he touches it, things spiral out of control. The Omnitrix locks onto his wrist. At first, he tries to take the watch off but fails, and he accidentally transforms into an alien for the first time. Heatless. Soon after, Vilgax realizes the Omnitrix has fallen to Earth and sends his robots after Ben. Ben manages to stop these robots by transforming into Diamond Head. At the end of the episode, we see that Vilgax has been severely injured by the explosion and has started repairing himself. And so, the summer vacation for Max and his grandkids turns into an adventure filled with aliens and villains. In the next episode, Vilgax sends 3 professional warriors to Earth, this time to seize the Omnitrix. Ben engages in battle with these soldiers. However, one of them, Tetrax, who looks like Diamond Head, is actually on the good side and helps Ben. Together, they manage to defeat these mercenaries. In the Kevin 11 episode, we meet one of the most important characters in the series, Kevin Levin. Ben and Kevin meet for the first time at an arcade. Kevin uses his powers to get Ben free tokens. In return, Ben saves Kevin from people who were giving him trouble. But soon, Ben realizes that Kevin isn't as innocent as he thought. During their argument, Kevin absorbs Ben's powers and becomes a half-human, half-alien hybrid. After a long and intense fight, Ben wins and Kevin disappears. In the following episode, while Ben is fighting thieves, he causes Grandpa Max to get injured and hospitalized. At the same time, Vilgax sends various bounty hunters after Ben. This situation leads to Ben and Vilgax communicating directly for the first time. Hex is another villain introduced to the story. While Ben and Gwen are fighting Hex, Gwen gains certain powers thanks to a mysterious stone he drops, and she calls herself Lucky Girl. Gwen makes Ben jealous by performing a few heroic acts, but eventually Gwen breaks the stones, Hex is defeated, and by the end of the episode, Gwen's powers disappear. By the time we reach the season finale, Vilgax is fully healed and has regained his former strength. This time he faces Ben himself, kidnaps him and puts him in a machine to remove the Omnitrix. Actually, Max had been warning Ben about Vilgax from the very beginning, but since Ben didn't listen to him, he has to face the consequences. We mentioned that Max wasn't just an ordinary plumber, so they go to a secret plumber base, grab their weapons, and reach Vilgax's ship in their RV. Just as Vilgax is about to remove the watch from Ben's wrist, they manage to stop him. They escape as the ship explodes, and in the end, Vilgax is defeated. The season ends on a happy note. In the first episode of the second season, things take a turn for the worse. This time we see Ben seemingly using his alien powers for evil. With bank robberies and attacks happening, everyone thinks Ben has gone out of control. However, the truth soon comes to light. It wasn't Ben doing those things. Suspicious of the situation, the Tennyson family goes after this mysterious being, and they are in for a big surprise when they learn the truth. The person standing before them is Kevin, and he can still use the powers he absorbed from the Omnitrix. As the story progresses, Ben and Kevin face off on a bridge. Ben Ben wins the fight, but the rage inside Kevin completely takes him over. The characteristics of all the aliens in the Omnitrix merge within Kevin's body. The worst part is that Kevin is now stuck in this form and can't turn back into a human. Despite this, Kevin is defeated once again. Not long after, Ben and Kevin face each other again, but this time both are kidnapped by aliens. The place they find themselves in is set up like an underground fight club. Everyone is forced to fight one another. To escape this chaos, Ben and Kevin team up and manage to defeat the leader. However, just as they are about to escape the ship, Kevin betrays Ben. Ben manages to escape Kevin's grasp at the last second and returns to Earth while Kevin is left stranded there. The next episode is one of the creepiest episodes of Ben 10. We see Ghost Freak escape from the Omnitrix and attack Ben. His goal is to take over Ben's body. When he fails, he takes control of Gwen's body and threatens Ben with her life. After a long and difficult struggle, Ben realizes that the only way to destroy Ghost Freak is with sunlight. He burns him, neutralizing the threat for now. Hex, who was defeated in the first season, returns in this season. This time his niece Charmcaster is with him. While Gwen buys a new stone that makes her lucky, Hex and Charmcaster are trying to collect charms to become the most powerful beings in the world. They succeed in their plan, but Charmcaster wants all the power for herself and betrays Hex. Gwen becomes Lucky Girl once again and stops her. Ben destroys the charms and Hex is sent back to prison. Meanwhile, Dr. Animo gets his hands on a piece that broke off the Omnitrix. This happened because Ben, wanting the watch to be more powerful, tampered with it and caused damage. Finding the watch's cover, Animo uses it to transform animals into alien mutation. He even turns Grandpa Max into a giant, terrifying creature. Ben eventually repairs the Omnitrix and manages to defeat Animo. In the second season finale, Kevin and Vilgax decide to join forces to defeat Ben. Kevin finds Vilgax frozen in space and rescues him. During this time, Ben manages to unlock the Omnitrix's master control, allowing him to transform into aliens using voice commands. Kevin and Vilgax fight Ben together. Max manages to send them to the Null Void, but Ben is accidentally pulled in as well. Ben struggles significantly while fighting against Kevin and Vilgax. Gwen goes into the Null Void to save him, but she gets captured too. Ben is forced to make a choice between Gwen and the Omnitrix, and he agrees to give up the watch. Thus, for the first time, the Omnitrix is removed from Ben's wrist. However, Ben doesn't give up. He manages to steal the Omnitrix back. Despite their rivalry, Gwen gives the sphere containing a bomb to Vilgax, and they manage to escape at the last second. When Vilgax opens the sphere at the end of the episode, he is in for a shock, and his plan completely backfires. While Grandpa Max, Ben, and Gwen continue their journey, they stop by a small town. But there is a strange sense of unease in the town. There's talk of a werewolf appearing at night and attacking people. When night falls, the rumors come true and the werewolf attacks Ben. During the attack, the Omnitrix is damaged, and Ben slowly begins to transform into a werewolf himself. However, over time, it turns out that this isn't a curse, but rather a new alien form being added to the Omnitrix. In the next episode, Max wants to teach Ben and Gwen a lesson, so he takes them to a farm completely cut off from technology. Ben and Gwen are not happy about this at all. However, they soon notice strange things happening on the farm. The cows are mutating into strange purple creatures. Behind all of this is a mysterious villain known as the Mummy. The Mummy's goal is to find a special mineral called Codon and use its power to strengthen himself. Ben and Gwen tell Max about the situation, and they all go after the Mummy together. Although the Mummy gains power using the Codon substance, he is defeated thanks to Max's secret plumber equipment and Ben freezing him. In the following episode, the werewolf we met earlier returns, this time to rescue the Mummy. Then, the Tennysons follow some terrifying news coming from space. On this journey, they meet a man named Victor, but over time, it is revealed that Victor is a creature reminiscent of Frankenstein. It becomes clear that the Mummy, the werewolf, and this Frankenstein-like being are all on the same team. The real surprise is that the leader of this team is Ghost Freak. Their plan is to use the Codon substance to block out the sun and plunge the earth into darkness. By doing this, they will be able to turn humans into strange purple monsters. At the same time, Ghost Freak will reach his full power since there will be no sunlight. They actually manage to put their plan into action, and the earth is shrouded in darkness. But this doesn't last long. After a long and difficult battle, the Tennysons emerge victorious. Ghost Freak is finished once and for all, and Earth returns to normal. In the season 3 finale, people riding snowmobiles in an icy region discover a spaceship. The alien that emerges from the ship is named Xylene. She is Grandpa Max's former love interest from the past. Xylene explains the event we mentioned at the beginning of the video. She was actually the one who threw the Omnitrix to Earth during Vilgax's attack. She did it for Max. However, unexpectedly, Ben was the one who found the watch and put it on. Before moving on to the 4th season, let's talk about the movie Secret of the Omnitrix, which is of great importance to the story. One day, the Omnitrix's light turns red and it enters self-destruct mode. This leads to the return of Tetrax, Vilgax's former employee. Tetrax takes Ben to see Azimuth, the creator of the Omnitrix, because if the Omnitrix explodes, the entire universe will be in danger of being destroyed. When they arrive at Azimuth's planet, Ben has to face Vilgax again, this time without the Omnitrix. Seeing this struggle, Azimuth believes that Ben can truly be a hero. Because of this, he unlocks the Omnitrix and gives Ben his most powerful transformation yet, Way Big. By transforming into Way Big, Ben destroys all the robots and defeats Vilgax for good, and the movie ends with this epic finale. Now we come to the 4th season, which is the final season of the Ben 10 Classic series. In the opening episode of the season, while Ben is continuing to enjoy his summer vacation, he is suddenly kidnapped by the Forever Knights. Their goal is clear: to strip the Omnitrix off Ben's wrist. Although Ben is helpless for a while, he realizes that what he's seeing is actually a dream that he can control. After managing to wake up, he defeats the Forever Knights and escapes. Soon after, Dr. Animo escapes from prison and takes action to get revenge on Ben. In this episode, Ben transforms into Ditto for the first time and stops Animo once again. Around the same time, Hex reappears and a strange problem occurs regarding Max aging rapidly. The Tennysons fall into the Fountain of Youth, and they all turn back into children. No matter what, by the end of the episode, they overcome this curse and eliminate the danger by destroying the Fountain of Youth. And now we reach the series finale. In this episode, Ben's other cousin Cooper enters the scene. At the same time, the plumbers realize that the key to a great power they used in the past has been stolen. Led by a former plumber, a massive army featuring almost every villain we've seen so far stands against Ben and the Tennyson family. In the final battle, Ben transforms into his new alien eye guy. With the help of the Tennysons, they manage to stop this army and put an end to all the villains by defeating their leader. When summer break ends, Ben and Gwen go back to school. Ben is still hiding the truth about the Omnitrix from his family. However, things get messy in the city. Robots appear and start attacking Ben. When Ben returns home, he faces an even more terrifying scene. Vilgax is attacking his family. This means Ben has to reveal his secret in front of his family and transform into an alien. Max, Ben, and his father fight Vilgax together and save the city. Now the whole city knows who Ben is. At the end of the story, we jump to the future. Adult Ben has been declared the world's greatest hero and has a son named Ken. The Omnitrix no longer holds just 10 aliens, but exactly 10,000 aliens. Vilgax is still alive, but is defeated repeatedly by Adult Ben. Adult Ben gives the first Omnitrix to his son, Ken. However, Ken isn't very happy about the situation. He starts hanging out with Kevin's son, and they even break Adult Kevin out of prison. This turns into a huge mistake because Kevin is no longer Kevin 11, he's become Kevin 11,000 and transforms into a dark black monster. In the finale, seeing Ken get hurt, Ben loses his cool. He transforms into Way Big, completely destroys Kevin, and the episode ends on a happy note. That's it. That was the full story of Ben 10 Classic from beginning to end. If you want me to cover the other Ben 10 series as well, make sure to let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.